Oh, what up? I'll be going over Durarara. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how it's spelled with 2 exclamation points. So there we go. This anime came out back in 2010, and let me tell you, this is very good anime. It's has the same style as Bakano, which I reviewed a little while ago. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. But basically, this whole anime has a lot of fucking characters, and it's hard to pinpoint which are the main ones, due to the fact that it focuses on every single character. Some more than others, yeah, but you can still kind of figure it out, you know. But basically, it's a story about things that happen in the city in Japan, Ikebukuro, this district. Things happen, everything's connected. It's basically a big, giant human social media, human interaction. All those things merge into one. By that I mean they use technology, they use actual human development and other stuff to incorporate that in the anime so you can understand it better. And they narrate it in a way, they narrate it, but they narrate it in more of an observer narrator, where they someone observes and narrates people's lives. But they do first person and shit like that too. Like I said, that's everything happens in this town. There are some things that happen paranormally, some paranormal stuff, some regular stuff, and some dramatic shit. Come on, who does not love drama, right? That's basically what you get in this anime. And well, let's get started with some of the characters, right? Like I said, there's no main characters, but these are some of the characters that come out in it. We have Mikado Ryugamine. He's a kid that comes from the country, moving into the city, first time living there. He has a friend that lives there, and they know each other, so he's not coming in totally not knowing anyone. He's going to Rika Academy, a good school in the city. He lives by himself, of course, and he spends most of his time chatting online. That's a big thing I forgot to mention, the chatting thing. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that's a big thing going in there. He's one of those users. There's 3 in total, and 4 later on, but he's one of them. And there's some things that he's not telling anyone that actually we figure out, and it makes the shit way fucking hit the fan, dude. But yeah, like, he's a good kid, though. He's a good kid. We have Celty Sturluson. Like I said, there's paranormal things. She's one of those paranormal things, if you believe in that. She's an actual called a Dullahan, headless horse rider from Ireland, female. Apparently, a lot of female ones. A lot of people think she's a Valkyrie, stuff like that. But she's actually a nice person, though. She actually is a courier in Ikebukuro, transporting things, fighting things. You know, she can do it all. She's Kim Possible, without a head, though. And but yeah, that's her character. She's there more of an observer, but she deals with stuff, and she's dealing with her own loss. And they'll go over that in the anime, so don't worry about that, alright? And then we have Masaomi Kida. He's a best friend of our the first character I introduced. He's the only one that he knows in the city. Of course, he knows later on everything. But Masaomi Kida has a secret in his past. He's more of a flamboyant, non-embarrassed character. He goes, speaks his mind and all that shit, especially with girls. He loves girls. But later on, halfway through the series, he does develop more of a loner act, kind of like an isolated thing due to his past. And that's what this show tries to bring to light, his past, along with other people's past that all connect together. And that's where you get him in it, you know. With Masaomi and Mikado, you have Anri Sonohara. I don't know if I'm saying that. Sonohara, my bad. But she's a student, goes to the same school they do, Rika Academy. Now, this is an interesting character right off the bat. She feels like she says to herself that she feels like she's a parasite, a leech feeding off people. And she starts hanging out with the other 2 guys that I said. And then she starts feeling that it's not a bad thing to be a leech or whatever. You know, high school drama shit. But then there's something else to that though, that from her past that connects her and why she feels this way. And of course, she's actually one of my favorite characters in the show. My main man, Shizuo Heiwajima. Now this guy's the toughest guy in Ikebukuro, man. This guy is insane. Everyone's scared of him. He always wears that bartender slash glasses, blonde hair, tall motherfucker. He's hot as fuck. But anyways, that's basically what you get from people when they talk about him in Ikebukuro. But he's a guy. They go into his backstory, so I'm not gonna talk much about that. But he's a short-tempered guy. Can't keep a job because he's short-tempered. But he collects money for this agency, and he just walks around Ikebukuro and has a big grudge against this next character, Izaya or Ihara. Now Izaya is actually an information broker, but he is devious. He does have an agenda, and it seems like he has his hands into everything that's going on in Ikebukuro, no matter what character he involves in. And you get that towards the end. He kind of gives you more of a antagonist, my bad. But then again, this show kind of revolves a lot around narration and jumping back and forth. So it kind of changes in your point of view. But yeah, he is a character that you have to keep your eye on because he is kind of sketchy, but he will help you out if he learns from it. Then you have my favorite 4 people group in this entire anime. You have Saburo Tagusa on the top left, Kyohei Kadota on the top right, and then Walker Yumasaki on the lower left, and then Erika Karazawa on the lower right. Put them together because they're always together in the anime, so it made sense to put them together. But basically, Kyohei Kadota is the leader of this group. He seems like a nice guy, watching over them, always thinking ahead, always worrying about them, and basically like the big brother of the group. And then we have Saburo Togusa. He's a driver. He's very agitated when something happens to his van, and he likes this pop idol, which I guess comes out later more in the show. And then we have Walker Yumasaki, big ass otaku fan, along with Erika Karazawa. They're the two dual otaku fans, and it's funny because it drives everyone else crazy. And then we see a lot of different animes. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, this is my favorite group in the show. All right. And then we have Shinra Kisbitani. Yeah, I said it right. So he's a doctor or a proclaimed doctor. He mostly works underground. Celty Sturluson lives with them because she's known him since he was a kid. When his father discovers Celty, he's in love with her. One-sided love, or is it? But basically, they live together. He gives her some jobs, and he works for the mafia as a doctor. And he's sketchy just like his father. And then we have Seiji Jagari and some unknown girl. Well, you do find out who the unknown girl is. I'm not going to include it because it's kind of a spoiler. It's a perfect thing to watch. But Seiji is he actually found the head of Celty. I forgot to mention that. Celty lost her head, and he found it. Well, he didn't find it, but his uncle had it, and he became infatuated with it, and is in love with it. And there's some weird shit. I'm not going to get into it. So, and we have Name Yagari, his older sister. She's in love with her brother in a weird way. I don't get that. She works for a pharmaceutical company. She actually has Celty's head. It's not really a spoiler because it's not really a big thing. And she's very protective of her brother. It doesn't even matter when her brother kills someone. She's there to help him, give him money, all this stuff. This character is interesting, especially what happens halfway in the season. Keep an eye on her, you know. Oh, and then we have my man Simon Brezhnev. His family left the United States to live in Russia. So he's Russian, black, and he works in a sushi place in Japan, Russian sushi. Now this guy speaks in a broken accent, but I don't know if it's a joke because he had his own episode where he spoke perfect Japanese or English, the dubbed version I watched. So there's something with this guy too. And then we have his boss Dennis, who owns a Russian sushi place. He seems to have skills with knives, more in ways than one, if you know what I mean, deadly-ish. But we don't know. We get to see him later on in half of the season. I included him though; he's important. And we have Tom Tanaka, friends of Ishu. I can't even say his name, but the guy in the back, the blonde guy, so I put him there. He's works for a collection agency. That's where he hired his best friend. They've known each other since middle school, but he doesn't come out much in the show. But he does appear a lot in random streets and shit. So he's in there. And then we have Shingen Kishitani, the father of Shinra. He always wears a gas mask. That's it. That's all I give you. And here we have Ryo Kamichika, main character, the first character that gets a story besides some of our main characters. She gets a whole episode devoted to her, dealing with stuff from her past, and then we never see her again. She doesn't never have any credits or anything like that. I want to know what happened to this girl. Was she coming back or something? I don't know. She wasn't even in the wiki pages I looked up, but she had an entire episode. Come on. And then we have Saki Mikajima. She has something to do with Masaomi's past. So I'm not gonna get into it a lot, but she does have a big chunk to do with the third arc that happens this season. So she's in here, just so you know who she is. And then we have a cop. He comes out halfway into season 1. Kinnosuke, whatever his name is, I can't fucking pronounce it. But he basically scares Celty, and Celty becomes scared of cops. And then we have the reporter. This guy came out. He came out in first part of the season, and then he has his own episode in the second part of the season. But again, he wasn't not included. But he goes around asking about Shizuo, and he actually brings up shit, and he's deeply rooted with story arc 2. And then another character is Haruna Niekawa, which is his daughter. She went to school, and something happened with the teacher that she got kicked out of school. Shit goes down in high school, drama. But yeah, and this is that teacher that something happened, this perverted motherfucker who gives men bad names. That's why we have fucking sex ed seminars and shit like that. Takashi Natsumijima, the perverted bitch. And we have Kasuka Heiwajima. He's Shizuo's younger brother. He comes out more towards the end in the special episode 25. But he does have some flashbacks in the beginning of the show. So there you go. And then we have the twins, Maruhi and Karuhi. They're actually Izaya's younger sisters. And guess what? They're a couple. They make out and shit. And also on episode 25 exclusively. That's the only one they come out in. So check that one out. And then we have them girls. I included these girls because they come out a lot in the show. Mostly as side characters and bullies and stuff. But they in the show. Especially the one in the middle. Her boyfriends get the crap beat out of them. Oh, and then we have the Awakusu group. Now, the only one we've seen is Haruya Shiki. He does come on the special episode, I think it was like 12.5. He comes on there, and then later on in the other episodes. But he's part of a Yakuza group. Now, the biggest gripe I have against the show is that the two specials only come on a DVD special. So if you want to catch those or don't have the DVD, check them up online after you see the show. Their episodes 12.5 and 25. And actually 25 is one of my favorite episodes because it wraps it up better than the last episode kind of did. And it gives hints of a second season or a third season, which there are now, right? The animation's great. The storytelling is pretty great too. Like, it doesn't go like in Bakano from like you already know how the ending is and you go back to the beginning and keep going back and forth. I didn't know. This one sticks with one episode, one arc. There's 3 arcs in total with a bunch of episodes explaining characters. The first season does. So that's great. Can't really get lost. You start liking all the characters are explained very well. Even minor characters just come out like the people that get kidnapped or... Yeah, you will see when you guys watch this show. Music is great. Music fucking tight. I never skipped the opening or the ending really. The balance between paranormal, drama, everything was fine. It didn't feel like one beat the other one. I mean, you watch the episodes of Celty and her past, or you watch the drama going around with some of the main characters, or even human development and stuff like that happens. And you see that through many of the characters. So, altogether, you know what? I'm going to give this a 9 out of fucking 10. Hell yeah. I was going to give it an 8 out of 10, but the ending and then the specials I watched really brought up that last point. Almost to a 10 out of 10. But you got to be realistic. This is not a fucking great anime for everyone. Only some will probably like it, others will hate it because of the whole, narration fact. But whatever. Hey, hit that like, hit that sub. Catch you all guys next time.